Yo, we live. You're now listening to Volume 161 of the Bucket Up Podcast. Here with your boy Ty Doyle, a.k.a. DJ Buttersauce, a.k.a. Ty Lante, a.k.a. your mom called me over for Easter dinner. And I'm here as always with the homie, the kid JB. What's good?
Yes, it's me, the kid JB, with one less tooth, but we'll get to that in a few. Could have been right last week and the week before that, because I am Mr. Told You So, not because I'm always right, but when I'm right. I told you so. Happy to be here. Puff Armstrong in the mix, man. I'm lifting metaphorically and physically. And I'm medicating herbally. And so is my people back home, and we'll get to that as well. But more importantly, we back after a couple weeks missed because of some, life events and things that got in the way. But we're back to say the Bucket Hat Boys are back on the mic. The Bucket Up Podcast, Volume 161. My guy, DJ Buttersauce. How you feeling, bro? It's good to see your face. Even better to hear your voice.
Yeah, man, I'm good, bro. I'm here chilling. Like you said, we've been going for a while just because I had family come visit. Shouts to my mom, Graham Dukes, my aunt T. They came to see their my mom's granddaughter, great granddaughter, grand niece. I don't know the nomenclature around that, but they came to see their family.
It's great.
So yeah, I know. So they came, we had to do all the stupid, not stupid, but we had to do all the stuff that we had to do, wearing masks in the crib with doors open and all that good stuff, and trying to find places to eat outside with nobody around. It was weird because it's like we couldn't really show them around the city and shit, which sucks now when people visit.
Yeah.
Until motherfuckers are fully vaccinated, you know what I mean? Which I will be soon. All my homies will be. I don't know if you gotten a shot or anything.
Nah, I've just no specific reason beyond I've just been heard it's hard to sign up and stuff. So,
so you haven't even looked at it yet?
Nah, to be real, I've been So I mean, it's just recent that they reduced the age limit or whatever it was. So.
Yeah, it's only been like 2 weeks or something like that.
But I've been reaching out. People have been posting like, "Yo, hit me up for an appointment." I've been reaching out, but they've been deading me on it, so I don't know what to do.
Oh man, yeah, you just gotta go ahead and try to get that appointment in here.
But yeah, no, shouts to you for getting vaccinated, man. That means like I'm just one step away from doing it, and then boom, we back in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? And then also I could myself travel back home for my niece's birthday, which is coming up, and. I haven't had a real slice of pizza in forever, so a lot riding on this vaccine, bro.
Yeah, hopefully it's, I hope not a lot of people getting that shit. We might talk about that a little bit later in the pod. I mean, a lot of people are, but like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who are like not on it, and it's like, and for the most part, it's like, all right, whatever, with a flu shot, it's like whoever don't get it, But like at the same time, this motherfucker. That shit might mutate, and then it might fuck everybody up, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on.
I mean, luckily, 2020 is over, but I didn't really get, knock on wood. I mean, 2020 is over. I don't have to knock on wood, but I didn't get sick all of 2020. And that was...
Because we ain't going no damn way.
But but that's what I'm saying. That's a big part of being away from other people that are gross. And that's my logic with everything. I'm not afraid to drive. I'm afraid to drive with other people. I'm not afraid to be around people. I'm afraid to be around gross people. And if they're afraid to get a vaccine, I know they don't wash their hands regularly. I know they don't socially distance as much as they can. I know they don't follow the basics. So how do I have faith in them to do the home run? You know what I'm saying?
Right. So. It's kind of wild because it's like with the vaccine, everybody's going to be going back to regular life and shit. And it's like, hopefully we're not going back all the way, because like it was gross that motherfuckers was in office with like flu-like symptoms and like kind of just rocking through it
and coming to work for their selfish reasons. Yeah. They'd be like, I can't miss work. It
wasn't even selfish.
I got Coachella.
It wasn't just selfish, but how before this time, if you was like sick but you was like not wild sick, your job wouldn't like, they'd be like, yeah, come in. You know what I'm saying? They like, we gotta come in. I worked at Duncan, and it's like if you were sick, they'd be like, well, you gotta find somebody to cover your shit.
Right.
Like, bitch, I can't be in there sick. The fuck you talking about?
I'm not Mr. Duncan.
If come on. I'm sorry. Last I checked, my check didn't have your manager salary, so I'm pretty sure my finger sure shifts are filled is under your job description, not mine.
Especially manager. I imagine you gotta manage the schedule, my G.
Yeah, exactly, bro. I'm not about to come in there and like you're not supposed to have me in there sneezing on people's coffees and shit. Like that's gross, but that's how we was living back in the day. You know what I mean? Shouts to my former manager at Dunkin' though. I heard she cool and I think she got a man or whatever, and she, booed up and shit. She's cool people. Other than that, managers.
No shouts to when I worked at Verizon. I came into work. They made me come in with strep throat I had. And then I just literally was so like sick that I was just laying on the counter, just like dead. And my other boss came in and he's like, bro, what are you doing here? You have strep throat? And the guy I was working for was just the other person I was working for was just a horrible human, bro. And he just was like, he knew any person that had to call in, he would have to come in, and he was just so lazy and just
so he just didn't want to.
Yeah, and he was just like, oh, just
like that's what you get paid to be a manager,
bro. He was like, drink fluids. I was like, you're the worst. Like you're a bad human.
Yeah. I get it. You want to enjoy your day off and all that. Yeah. Like, ain't nobody tell you to take that position, bro. Nah. That's what they pay you the trash bigger bucks for. But yeah, we can get into the how are you been? Did we talk about you with your surgery?
I mean, no, that was a big portion on why I was out was last week. I guess the week before last, I just started noticing some some mouth pain, right? And I thought it was a canker sore, just on some G shit. I thought it's just the back of my gums, there was a canker sore, and I was like, all right, cool, those suck, but I'll just chew on my left side of my mouth, and they last 2 to 3 days, and you're good. But then it wouldn't go away, and it was like started like protruding and making like my mouth like it got bigger, and I was like, yo, why is this is weird, like these usually go away, right? And then it got to a point where the outside of my mouth was hurting, and it kind of felt like somebody like punched me or like hit me, and I was like, yo, what?
Jesus.
Yeah. And I was like pressing on it, and I was like, yo, this is really like sensitive, like, all right, whatever, I'll just
like your whole gland shit was swollen.
Yeah, and just like right here, so I was just like, all right, I'll leave it alone, like I'll just take some Tylenol and I'll be good. But then, man, like that next day, which was like Tuesday or something, I was like, nah, this is like, I don't know what to do, because it was like painful. I couldn't even sleep, bro. Like it was waking me up. I couldn't eat, nothing. And then I called the dentist, shouts to insurance. And I called the dentist and I was like, yo, I don't know what to do. Like my mouth really hurts. Like, can I come in? And I was afraid, man, because my brother's had this before. It's called an abscess. It's when your gums are infected and they need to drain it because it's just like a pus bubble in your gums, and it's really painful. And I'm like,
that sounds fucking gross.
Right, and I was like, I don't want.
And they gotta stick a whole needle into your gums and shit,
which I'm not good with. So I was like, I don't want to do this. So I go there, mad scared, and turns out, yeah, it's what I had, bro. I had an abscess, but the fucked up part was it was behind a wisdom tooth, and they were like, yeah, we got to take the tooth out, and I was like, what? So, yeah, man, what I thought was a canker sore turned into a whole tooth root canal extraction. And they ripped the shit out. And the fucked up part beyond that was the tooth was fine. The tooth had no pain. So they just took out a perfectly good, non-decaying tooth. Like, that's the plus and minus. When you have a cavity, at least it comes out easier because it's, like, broken up and stuff. But when this tooth is healthy, it's in there. So your man had to, like, break the shit, pull it out. And then, yeah, man, so I'm rocking with a fucking toothless gap the rest of the week, man. It threw off my whole, like, work week. Luckily, by the grace of Jesus, it was Easter, so I didn't have to broadcast my football league. And, we couldn't do the pod, unfortunately, because my mouth was just, like, fucked up. I couldn't even talk, couldn't crack no jokes off. I wasn't my normal JB, And, so now we're back. But, the worst part, man, like, it's kind of like talking about when we were sick, when your appetite's taken away, or like you can't eat, but you think of like all the foods you want to eat, and that's what was happening. It was like I couldn't eat nothing, right, besides like broth, and I had some noodles some nights, and I just thought like, man, I want like a quadruple cheeseburger right now, or like I want chips and I was thinking of all the crunchy foods, right? I was like, oh, I want chips and like, salsa.
Get shit stuck all up in there.
Yeah, then I was like, oh, I want lobster and seafood, and like I want crab. I was like thinking of all this stuff that I couldn't even like put my mouth on, pause, and then I was just like, I just didn't know. I don't know when you're like sick or you feel bad, you're like, this is gonna be forever, you know. So I started thinking, like, maybe I can't eat. Like now, my life would just be noodles and sauce, like noodles and broth, the rest of my life. But yeah, we back, man. So like you said, we have a couple headlines from the stuff we missed because we were out.
Oh yeah. So, usually we would have covered this shit on the podcast, but we figured we'd just go over some shit that we would have talked about if we had been doing the pod as usual. That we don't want to go super duper heavy on, because then our pod's already notorious for being a little long.
Yeah, I love it.
We'll go even longer. Yeah. We'll go probably a little too long. But one of the headlines we missed was Lil Nas X. You got any quick Lil Nas X, call me whatever name video, people, getting angry?
So musically, Panini's still his best song. Second,
Panini's the best song.
Panini's his best song.
Okay, that's a take that you have.
And then in regards to that music video, like, hey, I'm not religious, so God or Satan I don't believe in, so it goes both ways. And I don't see the shock factor in it, as well as the shoes all not that crazy, bro. I'm not impressed by any of it. So, hey, miss me with it, because I don't care. How about that one?
There you go. That's where I'm at. I'm like, Homeboy is obviously an elite troll. I don't even follow him, but I feel like his tweets always end up on my timeline, because they doing wild numbers, because he's like perfectly trolling whoever the hell's talking shit about him or whatever the hell it is. So shouts to, it's obvious. There's a metaphor in the video that's obvious about, like, he doesn't care if you're gonna banish him to hell because he's just being himself. Like, all right, whatever. And then you got all these people. I don't know, that I feel like there's a portion of our country that, instead of talking about the real things that are going on, they just find these things that don't matter to always bring up. It's like Homeboy dancing on a fake devil in a video means literally nothing and does nothing for the country. And people are like, oh, what about the kids that see this? Like, man, like, first, the artist is just making music, man. He never at any point said he was an artist for kids. You know what I'm saying? He just made a random song that blew up and kids liked it, and he's like, all right, that's where the money at, I guess, at the time. But he wasn't like, yo, I'm fucking the Wiggles now.
I'm the fifth Teletubby,
like, come on. Exactly. Like, he's free to make whatever the fucking music. You make sure you know what your kids are doing, and if they see something you didn't want them to see, you need to be able to fucking explain it to them. But the thing to me, I don't want to go too long on this, is it's just funny because I feel like these people who are so, like, devout Christians, and they're so, like, they think they, you know what I'm saying? They think they're better than other people because they're so, like, Christian or whatever. But it's like, if you so strong in your faith and shit, then you should be able to handle shit like this with your kids. If you and your kids go to church all the fucking time, then they should be seeing this shit and be like, oh, nah, I don't fuck with this because I'm at church all the time. Or because, like, since your faith is so damn strong, y'all should be able to navigate this and be fucking fine, instead of having to bring it up and talk about this shit in front of everybody else's fucking face. So that's my take on that shit. And then the other shit that we might have missed was White Boy Summer, bro. You got
I'm on quarantine.
I'm
extending quarantine for another year. You need to elaborate. I thought White Boy Summer was when they were doing the White Claws and drinking the seltzers and stuff. So
that sounds about right, to be honest. But I think that's more White Girl Summer, right? But I think the white boys and the seltzer.
I
saw the truth.
Considered a mingle. I can't pull them apart.
There you go. I don't fuck with the hard ciders, or not the hard cider, the hard seltzers, because they taste terrible. Because seltzers taste terrible.
I fuck with the hard ciders.
Man. Yeah, I fuck with hard cider, but it's like, yo, you know what make this seltzer taste better? Adding hard alcohol to it. Like, no, it's fucking terrible.
Let's make a drink that could be dubbed as like a fucking solution at a mechanic shop,
Yeah, no, I don't understand it. It's like, yeah, hard iced tea, I get. Hard cider, like you said, I get. It's like something sugary is already a chaser with the alcohol. Fucking seltzer, whatever. All right, I digress. But White Boy Summer was created by your boy Chet Hanks, the notorious Tom Hanks' son, who he's first of all, if you didn't tell me he was Tom Hanks' son and his name wasn't Chet Hanks, I wouldn't even have thought they was related, because I can't think of like two people who in my eyes seem so fucking different. Like how did Tom Hanks raise this person? This human
He probably
being?
didn't. That's probably why.
I saw the tweet and somebody was just like, I literally physically cannot. I can't. My brain isn't able to imagine Chet Hanks and Tom Hanks having a conversation. But this man be on Twitter, like he'll drop a video of him like talking like he's Jamaican. He's like, "Bate boy," and I'm Ross Clyde, and he's like full white dude. It's like, what the hell? What is wrong with this dude? And so he gets on fucking. I should have just dropped the video into the pod, but he hops on Twitter and he was like, yeah, I think this summer is gonna be a white boy summer. And he's like, I'm not talking about like MAGA Confederate flag shit. I'm talking like me, John B. He said Tyler Hero. No, he said Jack Harlow. And it's like, bro, what? What the hell? And just I don't know. This dude is just like unintentionally funny and shit. But like you're not hopping on the white boy. They got merch now. You drop some T-shirts. The White Boy Summer.
Nah,
T-shirt.
I need an asterisk near mine.
It got race. Yeah, it got white boy. It got like racist font on it though. The font is bad.
I need off White
It's
Boy
not
Summer.
great.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Olive Boy Summer.
White Boy Summer is the wildest shit. Like every
Nah,
summer.
that just
White
sounds
Boy
like a
Summer,
lot of
right?
snitches. It's just a bunch of dudes talking to the cops.
I like this. It's like, bro, like the white dudes need a summer to go loose. Like they haven't been doing that shit since forever, bro. Like we're gonna turn loose this summer. We never got our turn.
It's just them posing with the keys to their dad's boat and shit. Like, yo, White Boy Summer upon
bro.
us.
First of all, I done heard way too many chants in college and motherfuckers talking about some, Saturdays is for the boys.
White boy
you know
wasted.
what I'm saying? Yeah. You
White
remember
girl
those when
wasted.
they chant that shit?
Oh, yeah, that was Barstool. I can't stand it.
Weekends for the boys or some
Yeah,
shit like that.
Saturdays for the boys. I'm like, I work on Saturdays. Y'all, I'm a man. Y'all some boys because I be
Yeah,
working.
it's definitely big Barstool
Incel.
chives energy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not incel, but like frat boy shit. You know what I mean?
The term of incel where you pay for sex. I don't know.
No. If you're well, I guess
Through peer pressure.
yeah, that's right. Incel is just like you ain't having sex because nobody wants to have sex with you, so they're probably most likely to be playing. Which is nothing wrong. You know, sex work is sex work. Whatever. Do what you do. But yeah, that's White Boy Summer. So we're gonna get Jesse his merch.
Yeah, I'm down. Y'all gotta pay me to wear it, but I'll get it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. And then the last headline, I'm sure we missed other shit, but it's whatever.
Y'all smoking the Zaza? If you're not, I don't know what y'all doing.
Shouts to our New York homies. Weed is legal. That boy
Cuomo
in the hole.
Says,
that boy got
hey,
in trouble.
whoa, don't worry about what the girl said. Look about this. Y'all can smoke now.
He's like, hey, I got all these accusations, but like, I know y'all trying to get high though.
Yeah, what's good? Y'all got the Za? He said, hey.
Yeah, ain't nobody forget though, Cuomo, man. They're gonna be back on your ass. I know the fucking news stream. He treated that whole thing like a Republican. He was just like cancel culture. Like, what the fuck cancel culture got to do with you getting accusations on your shit?
And I'm like,
and it's like,
you know,
he's like weed though.
Yeah.
Like, bro, all right, man.
So shouts to all my homies smoking weed back home who already were smoking weed back home. And, you know, they're just now they can meet their guy, you know, on less they don't got to meet him in the alley. You know, they could just chop him up on the corner.
My hot take, I think having weed legal, but like no dispensaries might be the perfect way. You know what I mean? Because with dispensaries, yeah, you can go somewhere and, they got all these fucking strains and, you know what I mean? Fucking teddy bear kush and galactic Uranus penis kush and fucking, blurple haze and all this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And all that. But it's some fucking, you know what I mean? Who knows who owns these fucking dispensaries? It's fucking big pharmaceutical motherfucking already rich motherfuckers coming in, and they get the dispensary, and who are they putting out of business? The weed man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The fucking your local weed guy who, he's just, he's making enough to pay the bills. He's doing deliveries. He has clientele. You know what I mean?
Most
it's like
of
Walmart
these,
versus the fucking small business. This is small business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, though, the only part that's, is a little
entrepreneurs.
Well, yes. But it's not federally legal. So actually a lot of dispensaries are privately owned by homies that had to come up. But at some point, yes, they get bought out. But the issue with, so I'm with that, the legality of it without the supply. But bro, you don't know what it's like dealing with a fucking weed guy, bro. Like it's.
Oh, I know, it's flaky as hell, right?
Yeah,
like,
bro.
And
that's what I'm saying.
It's the complete opposite of what I just said about the dispensary. You're like, you like, yo, what you got this week? It was like, gas.
That fucking flame,
gas,
bro.
I got that fire, bro, this week. It's like, it's mystery bag. It's chef's choice.
Yeah, and I mean, it's cool. It's been removed, but I don't even have one no more. But it's like, you got to do a fake, like, friendship with the person. You got to, like, you got
the clingy guy.
And then they hit you up on, like, you don't want to be mean. So when they say some stuff like, hey, bro, I know I was going to come through, but, like, I had to go pick up my daughter from daycare. And you're like,
it's like, I don't need the elaborate excuses.
Right. And then you feel bad for being like, that's cool, man. You kind of let me down. Bye. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this.
Yeah, I know. I get you.
Right. So
100%. It's definitely more convenient to have a dispense. Like, there's one down the street from my crib. I don't really smoke. But if I, if I wanted to, at any time, I could just go down the street and get a pre-roll, which is apparently bad, but whatever. I can get a cartridge or whatever the fuck, motherfuckers vaping, whatever the hell. But you know what I'm saying? Instead of like, if, before times, I would have to hit up probably you or somebody else I know who's a pothead and be like, yo, who's your connect?
Right.
Or like, can you give me some? So like, you selling weed for somebody else, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, I tell you what, it's a blessing to be out the game, because it's like,
I'm just looking out for the local weed.
No,
man,
you're right.
I gotta pay bills, bro.
Yeah, but as somebody that lived most of his life in college as a middleman / something, it's I'm happy to hang them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got sick of my phone fucking ringing. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm excited for my family back home, especially because like my dad, man, he has this ongoing joke that he said he'll smoke with me and my brother when he's 80, and I'm like, Dad, you've been 80 since we've been kids, like, come on. Like, and so he, I don't know, he's really cool. He likes to learn stuff. So he's like, I'm, looking forward to the education and you guys educating me, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, no, I'm excited. And my brother, he's funny about it because, he's still going through the same weed guy and stuff. And now he's just like, you know what? I'm going to smoke I'm going to smoke in my living room. Before it was just on my balcony, but now it's like, whatever.
Right.
So yeah,
right. Now
shouts to New York, bro.
Balcony, other people can smell it. You don't have to worry about their ass. It don't even matter no more.
And NYPD can't stop and frisk you for smelling like it. So imagine, bro, you go back home and you just smoke a joint and then go get a slice of pizza.
Yeah, okay.
You know
I'm gonna tell you right now, as a black person, that don't matter. They're like, oh, you know what? I smell cocaine. Smell cocaine on this guy.
Dude, fucking
like, stop and frisk him, bro.
You know, it's dope. Now, back home, the cops be at they'd be at like the basketball courts, like watching like the street ball, and dudes are passing mad blunts and shit. As long as dudes are not fighting and stuff, they're happy.
Oh yeah, it depends. Obviously, it's where you are. It's like who the cop is, but if they want to stop you, and like they'll find a reason.
Yeah,
trust me.
If they want,
y'all
to,
know.
But yeah, so that was the shit we missed, but yeah, we back, bro. So we got some shit for y'all this week. Y'all heard about my mouth But a little recap over for Passover. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers love my pot roast, man. It's a hit. Dudes be hitting me up.
I ain't never had this shit.
Yeah, you still haven't, but people love it. My girl, by now, like, expects it every Jewish holiday. It was a special collab with Easter. Her dad was making Easter stuff. And mind you, I still haven't eaten all week. So this was like for the greater good. This was for the village. This wasn't even for me. You know what I'm saying? And, so I'm cracking the sauce. I'm doing my thing. And, yeah, bro, it's expensive. The whole items and everything, you're clearing at least $100. And
Jesus,
so that's why I like.
I don't think I've ever done that.
It's expensive, but it's worth it because it lasts, a week and a half or whatever. But yeah, man. Shouts to everyone that showed me love. I cooked up a little video for it. You know what I'm saying? People were showing me love. And then there's this funny ass video going around YouTube and just Facebook and stuff about like. They had a bunch of different Jewish moms try other people's pot roasts. And the whole video is just them talking shit about each other.
Shit, yeah.
And none of them even try the shit. They're just like, it looks good, but it's not mine. And I'm like, yo, you're supposed to try it, bro.
They're like, and they only take a little bit, and it's like, nah, a little too much it is. I saw one, it was like black women trying other people's like macaroni or mac and cheese, and they're just like, this one's salty, and it's like one person ate it and spit it out, but then like the person who was the rudest was the person who like ended up getting like the worst rating for everybody. And it's like, that's weird how that works, bro.
One mom, it was mad funny, like 0.3 seconds after the guy put the plate down, she just goes, "Oh, I don't like that." I was like, yo, you barely seen this shit.
See, that's how that's where people get it from. You know how like everybody thinks that their mom or whoever makes like the best, whatever, like best food.
Right.
My theory on that is like, I'm sure somebody's mom out there, like your mom make a fire, whatever. But like the only reason you say that is because that's all you ate. You don't really have, it's not like you was going around eating everybody's mom's particular dish or something. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, oh, man, now I know for sure this thing. No, you just ate that shit all the time, and that was your favorite. So, like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, oh, this thing is really good. Everybody says, everybody's shit can't be good. Your mom's spaghetti ain't, like, can't everybody's mom's spaghetti be fucking fire? You know what I mean?
Nah, but
I don't have that thing.
When I hung out with, like, an Italian friend's family, and I'm like, Dad, they shitting on you with the pasta, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, like, obviously, there's, like, different things of it, but it's, like, especially if it's like some cultural thing, like you know what I'm saying, like me, even with other black people, like if I'm at a black, my family's black, so I go to another black family's food, and and it's good, but I'm still like, this ain't how my aunt do it. You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't how my aunt be putting down with the macaroni salad or the potato salad or whatever. But in all actuality, it's just because I hate that shit all the time. But like, I definitely knew the difference when it's like I went to white people's houses and they eat mac and cheese, or like they got fucking like the breadcrumbs and fucking celery in their mac and cheese, and it's like, I don't know what this is, bro.
So Passover was dope. How was Mari's first Easter, bro?
It was uneventful because we still chilling, like not really doing much, going much places. So I know a lot of people for like Easter, they do the outfits, the Easter fits with the kids and stuff like that. But it's like I keep saying like she's only a month. But
she's basically an egg, bro.
Yeah, I know. Katie will hit me with it. She's 6 weeks, and it's like I don't really like the week thing. I know at some point I'm gonna hit him with the week thing, but I usually just be like, yeah, she's like only a month or so. So I think she was 7 weeks now or something like that.
Yeah, it's not once they're beyond 12, they can't be 3 and be like, oh, he's 36 months.
Yeah, yeah. I know I'm gonna do months. I'm not gonna be on the week shit, but yeah, she's only she's a month and a half old, so we didn't really feel the need to like put her with the whole Easter fit. We did a little thing of her next to a little bunny. That was cool. We took a little pictures, flicked up on that. But yeah, I mean, she don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe next Easter she'll know. She'll be a 1 or whatever, and so she'll maybe she'll be able to do a little egg hunt.
She'll be 1.6 weeks, bro.
She'll be able to pick up an egg and be like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so we just chill. I made some. I made this fire pasta salad. It was fucking good. You know what I mean? I actually made it from scratch, and not the pasta, but everything else, and like made my own herbs with the oil and the shit, and I made some deviled eggs, and did the ham in the air fryer again, so that was fire, and all that was pretty good.
It was air fryer.
Yeah, there you go, air fryer. That should be, if I was like one of them TikTok people who made like the recipes in the air fryer, that'd be my TikTok
DJ air fryer or something. Air fryer.
But yeah, nah. So we was chill. She was chill. She's just being a baby, bro. I'm not. We'll worry about the even with like the first birthday. It's like you don't need to do anything wild for her first birthday because I know it's like, oh, it's the first birthday, but it's like she's not about to remember that shit.
Yeah. My Easters are always unique because like I've been dating Joelle. It's probably our fourth Easter now at this point. So, I'm deep in the Easter. You know what I'm saying? I'm East Coast and I'm Easter. And her dad, man, authentic, with it. He grew up Catholic, and they have a bunch of food recipes growing up from Chicago. He's an Italian dude. This is unique. I didn't mess with it because I couldn't because my mouth was still jacked, but I wanted to, and I'm a little upset. But he makes different pierogies, right? And
I love pierogies.
But he makes
Italian though. That's a Polish thing,
Oh, he's Italian and Polish. I should have added that too.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
Which you know what I'm saying? When Joelle and I started first dating, my grandma was like, "Is she Jewish?" I was like, "She's Polish." She's like, "Okay." Like it was just so funny. So that's like my gap, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. So he makes pierogies. And there's 3 different ways he made one. This third one was like wild, and I was like, I wanted to try it, I just couldn't. But he made pierogi with sauerkraut, and then he made one with potato.
Potato, that's the one.
Potato, and then the third one was plum.
Plum?
Yeah.
Like it was a dessert pierogi?
No, it was like we ate it with dinner, but yeah, the plum. And the jam kind of complemented the pierogi softness. So yeah, I didn't get the mess with it.
Never heard of that.
But yeah, it was. Then there was. I think he made one with mushroom too. Pierogi mushroom.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, shouts to that. And then
I fuck with pierogies, bro. They're so good.
Yeah. Then he had my pot roast and he loved it.
They're just Polish raviolis, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then. Yeah, he gave my my brisket a rating of 8.2. So I was like, shouts to that, thanks.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it was good. It was it was good Easter. My niece, you know what I'm saying, she's a little half Gentile, so she celebrated Easter with my sisters, my brother-in-law's side of the family. But yeah, man, we back. So I'm happy to be back on the pod and happy to what's that?
The Gentile shit got me. What's the other shit, y'all? Is it Goyish or whatever?
A Gentile is a non-Jew.
Goyish? Right. What's Goyish? I feel like I watched that show. I watched that. What's it called? The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Yeah, they all Jewish, but I feel like they be calling like non-Jewish people Goyish people or some shit like that or something like that. I ain't never heard of that, so I was like, is that what that is when you're not Jewish? I don't know.
That could be a different. That could be just like a different
non-Jewish white people.
Yeah, that's them.
All right, cool. All right, so we could give it into some reviews.
Yeah, man.
I know we've been off for a while, so we probably don't watch a whole bunch of shit. But I'm gonna let you get off because this is like, I know this review is probably something more closer to your heart because I know how big of a fan you was of the original shit.
Yeah, and I wanna, and you know how we talk about accountability and like being real here on the pod, and like, let's be real. When these first dropped the advertisements and the link, and you actually sent it to me, was like the YouTube, like the trailer for it and just like the articles about it, I was off it. I was like, nah, this is going to be whack. This is a stupid idea. Like, I get it. It's for kids. They're trying to bring back, but yeah, man, I mean, hockey is near and dear to my heart. I grew up playing it mainly because of the Mighty Ducks. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the street playing it, and then I started skating when I was 6, and, I still play loosely. It hasn't been in a while since my foot surgery, but yeah, I mean, so hockey, yeah, man, my whole life. And then Mighty Ducks, yeah, that was like one of the staples of my life between that, Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, And they came out with the Game Changers, which Mighty Ducks, for those not familiar with the backstory, it's about some kids that, were not good at hockey. They didn't make the team. So they compile a team coached by a guy that has a past life in hockey, but he's trying to forget hockey because, he got injured, becomes a lawyer, gets in trouble with the law. His community service is coaching these kids, and then, they're good. But now, fast forward 20 years.
Terrible lawyer, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, it comes full circle if you remember the third one, because he kept the kids in school. And he bust out like the legal, like the law books and stuff. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, fast forward 20 years or whatever later, Disney Channel, Disney Plus, which, we've gone on them for like, remaking stuff. And we're always about like, why don't you just create something new or stuff. They came out with Game Changers, which was like their new show, inspired by Mighty Ducks. It's kind of like based on the old ones or whatever. But yeah, at first I wasn't really into it, but then I was like, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'll watch the first episode and see. And yeah, man, obviously for what it's worth, I'm not gonna say it's like up there with a great show, but when you lower the bar to know that it's just like, geared towards kids, and there's definitely points of nostalgia in it, it's good. It's on its face, it's funny, and there's no laugh track, and like it's actually like good production.
Yeah, I hate that laugh track.
Right, and this adds that there's no laugh track, so that helps, right? This is about Gordon Bombay, the coach from the first ones. He owns a hockey. This is the part that's kind of stupid. He owns a hockey rink, but he hates hockey, and his rules are no hockey in the rink. You can only figure skate, and the Mighty Ducks at this point are they're like the best team. They're like what the Hawks were back in the first one, right? And there's a kid on the team, and he gets cut because he's not as good, and he feels really upset. And then his mom is like upset because he gets upset, and she starts a team saying like kids should be able to play regardless, blah blah blah. But he tries to recruit like all these like outcast kids to play on the team, and that's kind of what it is, right? I will say there was a funny ass part because like one of the main characters, he's like the broadcaster for the team. And they try to recruit him to play and stuff, but he's just like, nah, like I'd rather just broadcast, And then he's in the booth. He's in the booth one night, and like he's trying to like educate the woman on like the other teams and stuff. And he's like, oh, that's Jeff. He came to my house for Passover. He was my non-Jewish guest. I was like, yeah, that's funny as shit. And then there's like in the last episode, like there's a really good player on the Ducks that the kid that got cut is best friends with, and he's been trying to convince her to like come play on the team, And they play each other, and then at the end of the game, he gets like cheap shotted, but it's after the game, right? And the ref blows the whistle, and he's like, "Whoa, 5-minute major penalty!" And the dude, the guy, hey, he's like, "The game's over, man." And he's like, "All right, next game, but remind me." She was so funny.
Like, remind you, bro. That's funny.
Yeah,
that's
and
funny.
then
So, okay,
yeah.
Obviously don't give out the whole.
Yeah,
show,
I won't. But there's a kid that what's funny is there's like a kid that he likes to be his stick is he does dares, like you could dare him to do anything, right? And the kid was like, I dare you to join my hockey team. And he's like, damn. So he joined the hockey team.
Wow. That's so stupid.
So, yeah, man, I'd say watch the first episode. Like, it's funny, obviously, like, if you just put it on in the background or something. But it's funny, dude. I'm tapped in. They give you a new episode once a week, and it's 3 deep.
Oh, so they doing it once a week?
Yeah, so I'm going to watch it till, I'm kind of off it. But it's funny.
Okay. So my thing is the new team the Ducks? Is it like a different name now?
It's like the bad guys are the Ducks now, and the new team they're called the Don't Bothers. Because
I don't like that.
They're called the Don't Bothers because the kids were told to don't bother trying out.
bother. Yeah, okay. And so Bombay is pretty much the same character, it sounds like.
No. So that's the part. The mom is the coach of the new team, and Bombay is just this angry guy, and she's begging him to help coach, but he's like, "No, I hate hockey. Get out of my office." And
okay,
dude, what's so weird is they made this thing of like, because all he does is host birthday parties at his hockey rink, that he always eats like the leftover cake, and it's like, all right, we can give this up. Like every scene, he's like eating a different cake. Like, oh, haha, like that's like that's the thing.
Why?
I don't know, man.
Okay, all right. But wasn't he like? My thing is like he was a curmudgeon in the other movies, and then he eventually. I mean, I guess he didn't want to coach the team. He just ended up having to coach the team, and then but eventually he was cool with it. So like, is that gonna just happen again? He's just gonna end up coaching the team, or they're gonna let the, you know what I mean? Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just have it with the mom coaching team.
Well, they actually tell a good story.
More progressive thing to do, right?
They do tell a good story about why he hates hockey now and stuff like that. So I won't spoil it, but it's actually pretty good. And I was like, oh, that tied to my heart because it tied back to the movies. And I was like, all right, bet that's tight.
All right, okay, that's good then.
Yeah,
yeah, it's definitely. I was thinking about checking it out. Obviously, you know, I'll be on Disney Plus with watching Falcon and Winter Soldier and all that shit. But
yeah,
that's what's up. And you know, with me, I have a couple movie reviews because it's just been a while. You know, I had time to watch a couple. The big one that came out that I think everybody watched. I want to do a stream chasers on it for people who have seen it. I don't know. Did you end up watching it? The Godzilla versus Kong?
I watched the fight.
You watched it?
I watched the fight scene.
You skip to the scenes they were fighting.
Like it's a highlight. I'm like, it's ESPN. I'm like, yo, these are just.
Like,
I don't want the interviews. Give me the plays, bro.
Right. I mean, I don't know who. If you didn't see it, there's no way you like listening to this and be like, I wasn't gonna watch it, but now I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, no. So pretty much, that's what it was. If you watched it going into and if you just did not care at all about what the plot was going on in the movie, and you only came to see the fights, then yeah, it was actually pretty good in terms of like it gave us what we wanted. Like we saw them fighting. And then there, you know, it was very predictable with like how it was gonna end. Like you said, so you didn't watch it, right?
Nah, I mean, if we're gonna chalk it, you know how it is, bro. If we're gonna like say Jesse watched this movie, you know, we'd say no, right? Yeah. But in my mind, chalk it on the list, bro. I done seen Congress.
There you go.
Hey, and let me tell you something. As an atheist, I just call him Zilla.
There you go. Oh yeah, I get you. I mean, I guess if you're a Christian too, you should only call him Zilla too, because that's, you know, false idols. But
Zilla.
Yeah, but it was pretty. Everything is predictable. It's like, oh, they don't even really tell you why they beefing or anything. They give you like a little bit of background of why they beefing, but it's pretty much just like they're like, oh, they're just both big motherfuckers, so like, of course they're gonna sense each other to start fighting. And that's pretty much the premise of that. And then it's just like this whole like convoluted fucking plot around these dudes fighting that like, who gives a shit? They got fucking Paperboy running around with fucking 11 from Stranger Things for God knows what reason. It's like, there's no way a grown black man is going to be able to get on a flight with like teenage white people and not be looked at as suspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, who, like, her fucking dad is just like, don't have any clue where the hell his daughter is in most of the movie. Makes zero fucking sense. This isn't, I guess it's a spoiler, but it's not. You know what I mean? But it's just like all this shit. They're in the middle of the earth, but there's no, like, where's the sun? It's bright, but it's like, where's the sun coming from?
I saw the beginning.
None of that makes sense.
Kong's in like a Truman Show type environment.
Yeah. They had all that shit. But like, there's a lot of shit that just don't make sense. But the fight scenes are fire, bro. Like, when they actually fighting, you're like, all right, this is what I came for. Some CGI fights. Y'all spent the money on the CGI so they don't look fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like that. And so, like, it ended up being pretty good. And I feel like all the outcomes are very, like, you know what I'm saying, predictable. But I enjoyed, you know, the fight scenes. I just would not, like, you know what I'm saying, I would not ever care about the plot. So I would give that, like, what's up?
No, I was gonna say I think the plot twist was they're related. They're actually brothers.
They're homies, bro.
They from the same neighborhood.
Exactly. But yeah, so I give it like a 3 out of 5, like a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know. I think it got like a 70 or something. Like it's cool, but it ain't good.
I will say
I mean? Like,
the streaming
a good movie.
HBO Max though, like that's the beauty of this is like it's giving a lot of these like secondary movies a chance because it's like if you had to commit to going to the theater and dropping the the $30 or whatever, it's like I don't know, you better expect a lot. But like these movies that are kind of like B squads, it's like all right, I'll throw it on the TV.
Mm-hmm. So, but I'm thinking though they're probably like mad because they're like, if this came out in theaters, they probably would have made a grip off of people being like, "Oh, Godzilla, King Kong," and they would have went to go see it. But then it's like, the second week numbers would have been trash because people would have been like, "I mean, it ain't really worth all that." But I don't know. Who knows?
Right.
I don't know how many people. Maybe people are subscribed to HBO Max, and so it like kind of evens out. I know I'm excited for the next movie, which is Mortal Kombat. So
so hyped for that, dude. I'm too hyped for that. I'll jump on Stream Chasers for that one.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, and then the other movie I saw was Bad Trip on Netflix. With it got the homie Eric Andre and Lil Rel in that bitch, and it's pretty much shot like how if you ever seen Bad Grandpa, the Johnny Knoxville movie.
Oh yes, yeah, it's like a camcorder.
Yeah, so it's like they're running a plot for a movie, but they're doing it in real life and like having people react to like wild shit that they do in real life. And if anybody's ever seen the Eric Andre show, which was like a show that was on it was on Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, you know what I mean? And so it's just him doing wild shit, and he would have like he pretty much was the whole shtick was like he was the worst talk show host in like ever, and he'd have people come on the talk show, and sometimes people knew what was going on, and sometimes he would have like people who did not know what was going on, and then like they would be like, "Oh, T.I. is coming out," and sometimes it'd actually be T.I., and then they're like, "All right, we having Christina Aguilera," and then it'd be some fucking guy who's obviously not Christina Aguilera.
right. Yeah.
And like it would just be all weird, and then like, but some of the best things that he did was like him on the street doing wild shit, like fucking like take a cop out of a car and start beating his ass in front of people, and people would be like, well, like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that's what I heard. I did hear a couple interviews about the movie, and he was saying that like there was only like 5 or 6 people that knew it was a movie, and the rest was like all like just real people.
Right. So it's like him, Lil Rel, Tiffany Haddish in it. And so yeah, it's like there's like a plot of a movie, but so like in the movie it's like it's a movie, but it's like you can tell that it's like everything else is people just reacting to shit, and it's just like there's definitely some points in the movie that's a little too much. It's the ones me and Katie were dying though at a lot of it. I will say there's one point where he's like fake getting fucked by a gorilla,
Jesus.
which is not great. And then he's at the zoo, and I'm like, how do people not know that this is fake? You know what I mean? But a lot of it is very funny in terms of like I can't like the ways people are reacting and like how they would have, because they're reacting like how if they see this shit in real life, and that shit is fucking hilarious to me, and I don't know why. But yeah, no, I would give that one a solid like 3.5 out of 5, 70. If you like Eric Andre and you haven't seen it yet, I would say fuck with it. If you like Bad Grandpa or movies like that, Jackass type shit, I would say fuck with it. If the gorilla thing's a little too much for you, I would obviously pass on it. Cause I had a homie be like, yeah, I watched it. It was cool until I got to that part, and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
You said a guy getting fucked by a gorilla. So you said Godzilla vs King Kong 2 or what?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. It was a sequel. Nah, it was just obviously a dude. It was a fake dude, but it was like he wandered in there to get a picture with the gorilla, and then like shit went wild, and everybody just like watching and like, yo, what the hell? But nah, I thought it was pretty funny for what it was. And then the last movie I saw was Thunderforce on Netflix, and it's basically just Melissa McCarthy and Olivia Spencer. They there's super villains in the world they live in, and then the super villains they call them miscreants or some shit like that. It was some shit hit the earth, and the only people who got superpowers from it were people who were predisposed to be psychopaths, and so those people were just around, and they kill Olivia Spencer's parents, and so she dedicates her life to making a super serum shit for superheroes, and then but Melissa McCarthy is her best friend, and they kind of have a falling out, but then they when she tries to make up for it, she ends up taking the one of the super strength things that she was developing, and so they become a superhero squad or whatever the hell. But it's a Melissa McCarthy movie, so it's all pretty much supposed to be just stupid funny, you know what I mean? They got why am I blanking on his name? The dude from Horrible Bosses and Ozarks. What the fuck is his name? Why am I blanking on it?
Not Bill Hader or I know, yeah, damn. Well,
why am I blanking?
The guy
He's
from
in Arrested
Ozark?
Development. Shit. Yeah, main guy. Why am I blanking on his name? I always.
So Jason Bateman.
I mean, I guess I can just look it up.
Jason
there we
Bateman.
go. Jason Bateman. I don't actually get them mixed up with Paul Rudd, but I think of them the same because I feel like they both have looked exactly the same since their debuts.
Yeah.
I feel like they be looking the same in everything.
Shouts to Clueless.
And shouts to Clueless. That's Paul Rudd was in, and Jason Bateman been looking the same since Arrested Development to me. But yeah, no. So he's in that bitch. A whole bunch of other people, but it's it's definitely dumb, but it wasn't bad. If you need something to do, you need something to watch, yeah, you could definitely throw it on. I know it's number one on Netflix right now. So it's not like a movie you're gonna be oh man, this is fucking terrible, I don't want to watch it. But it's not a good movie. It's not peak cinema here, you know what I mean?
What is the Andre movie on?
It's on Netflix too.
So
this is all Netflix. But yeah, no. So yeah, I would give this one the same as the fucking Godzilla one, maybe a little bit less, a 60 out of 10, 6 out of 10, 60% or whatever on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know what the fuck it actually got, but that's what I'm gonna do if you need some shit to watch. So
I bet.
Word.
Dude, so this week was a little nuts. I did want to give a little PSA, man. Last night, we live in a desert, dude, and I know, we're East Coast of the bone, so sometimes, it's just, you forget, even though we've been living out here for a while, but, last night, bro, I broadcasted in the desert, at this football stadium. I was out in the sun talking to players and stuff like that, and then I realized I didn't drink water, man, literally from, 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
7,
that's not good.
Nah, from 7:30 to, the end of the game, which was 11, I didn't drink, and I was broadcasting, so I'm talking all the time. I'm sweating. I'm getting excited. I was standing the whole time too. We don't have chairs. We do have chairs, but it looks better to stand. So I'm driving home, bro. I'm dizzy as fuck. I'm why? What's going on? This is weird.
Oh yeah, you about to die, bro.
Yeah,
That's what that was.
And I was just yo, this is weird. I feel good. Whatever. Let me just get home, right? I'm gagging. I'm dry heaving. I get to the crib, bro, and I puke. I puke because of dehydration, son. And
it's not a joke, bro.
And I scared myself straight. So I'm 7 glasses deep already today.
Make sure you drink your water, bro.
Yeah.
Shouts to Black Trey on Twitter.
Yeah, shouts to
Trey
Black
Bond.
Trey, man. Every day,
He always mate, did you drink today?
Did you drink your water today? One day I was yo, plot twist. Did you drink your water? So
there you go.
But shouts to him. He's the homie. He's the homie.
For our non-Phoenix homies, you literally have to drink a gallon of water a day to be good here.
Dude, I've said it. If I didn't involuntarily breathe, I'd be dead, bro. If you had to breathe on your own, just you have to drink water, it'd be a wrap for JB.
Yeah, nah, that's just not. A couple years ago, Katie fainted because she was dehydrated, and she thought she had drank enough water, and it's not a game, bro. You You got to be drinking. Like anytime my pee look a little bit yellow, that's when I'm like, all right, let me. You know, I'll be going through like 8 bottles of water a day easily.
Okay, cool. And then also, I mean, I get worried because like on the broadcast, it's like I don't want to have to pee, and then like I'm on the mic because that has happened before.
It's the balance.
Yeah,
it's the balance.
I gotta just learn to go to halftime.
Something.
Yeah.
Drink at halftime or pee. Drink a little bit in the middle so you can.
I did.
That's what I do for movies.
I did run to the concession stand. I was like, "Yo, can I get a Gatorade water?" They're like, "Oh, we're out. We have soda." I was like, "Fuck!" So I got a Sprite, which is sometimes sometimes not as best, right? But that's not even the funny part. I put it down and then I went and did some shit. Then my co-host like was drinking and thinking it was his. I was like, "All right, that's yours."
Shit.
And so I didn't really have shit the rest of the night. And then so I scared myself straight, but. Learn from my mistakes. Don't learn the hard way like I did. So that shit was wild. I've fainted. I have fainted before, but that's because I was moving furniture and I knew I was like, all right, I overexerted myself. Mm-hmm. But this, I've never puked because of dehydration, which to me sounds backwards. It's like your body's like getting rid of more water when.
Yeah, but I think it's just your body is failing, bro. Because I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's like, why the fuck am I like, where the fuck, your body's supposed to be like, it runs on water. So it's like, where the fuck is the water, bro?
Yeah, there's like, they're all talking to each other like different departments. So like, we can't do anything until the water's back. Like it's internet at a job.
Yeah. It's like, we can't do shit, bro. What the hell? So it's just, your body just be going wild. I think when we went to the doctors that one time, they were saying like, the dehydration here is so wild that like, even if, You might like even think like, oh man, I wasn't even like sweating or doing anything today. But it's like there's so little humidity here that like if sometimes when you do sweat, you don't even notice it because it just evaporates that quick. Like it's off your skin that fast because of how dry the humidity is here.
Yeah.
So like, you can't.
I scared myself straight, man. I gotta just get better at it.
Water.
Yeah, I gotta get better at it, man. So
get the hydro flask, bro, some shit.
Or the Camel Pack, just rock it no matter where. Just always have the spigot.
Yeah, that's the thing that does suck though, because I remember when I used to actually be in office, man. I hated how many times I had to go to the bathroom, man. Like just drinking water and shit. And I'm like, I can't imagine being a teacher here where you're like, you can't really go to the bathroom that often, but it's like. You have to drink water, like, you know what I mean?
The kids are asking the teacher, may you go to the bathroom or can you?
Right.
That's funny, dude. But yeah, so that was scary. And I know I keep coming back from those stadiums with horror stories. Last time I got, like, the door broken over my head.
Bro, that shit is haunted, B.
But hey, we got the money, we got the broadcast. So
what are you going to do,
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, so that was, like, my wild week. Content wise, bro, I thought, or like, conversation wise, I had an argument with my brother and we were talking about, the levels of self-loathing humor. I was going to ask you, because we got in an argument if one is like, if a specific type of jokes is self-loathing or not. And the example I'll give you was, he's really into grilling, right? And I'm just not good at it. I'm not that I'm against it. I'm just not good at barbecuing and, the time
cooking meat on the grill.
Right. But it's also it's laziness and it's also just vested interest. I'm not too interested in it. But we found this really cool like octagon looking grill that everybody could like grill their own meat and like you sit around and you like it's kind of like a
you got it on the balcony or something, or is it like one of those airless
no, I'm sorry. It's meant for like an actual backyard. It's just a picture of it. He didn't really get it, but it's it's for like backyards, a big backyard. It's like 8-person grill and it has its own like fencing so everybody can make
I saw that. It's like kind of like a fire pit, but everybody just sits around and kind of can like Korean barbecue they shit.
Which is dope. Shout out to Korean barbecue. Haven't been there since 2019. That's wild. But so then they we were talking about it, but then I was cracking jokes and I was like, yeah, but I mean that would suck for me because the whole time I'd just be looking around being like, yo, how you do that? Or yo, can you come flip my shit? Or like, and he wasn't vibing with the jokes. I was like, come on, man, work with me. And he's like, I don't like self-loathing humor. And I was like,
what?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's self-loathing humor, And then
I mean, it was.
See, I don't agree. I think talking about somebody's lack of skill in a specific entity is not like
that's literally what that is.
No, I'm saying that's not what to me self-loathing is like.
I guess it's more self-deprecating.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is like being like, If I said like, oh, I can't grill because I'm a piece of shit person, so I'm not capable, that's self-loathing.
Right.
But if I'm just like, nah, I suck at grilling, that's like based out of lived experience. Just like if I'm around my basketball homies and I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm shooting in the corner all day. I ain't driving to the rim. Like that's not me making fun of that, you know. So I don't know. I just
knowing yourself, and so you're making the joke.
Right. So what do you think, man? What's your spin? Like if somebody's talking about like how they're not good at a spit, you know.
I go off of like almost every. I think the comedian rule is like if it's funny, it's funny. So I'm like, I don't really care what like how deep you go on it. If you say a joke and it's funny to me, it's funny. You know what I mean? I'm not about to be like. I mean, it's very like there's obviously circumstances of like shit that is funny but also not cool. You know what I mean? Like you could say something funny, but the content makes it not cool. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? A white person. Like there's plenty of times where a white person says something like racist and it's like they're so tone deaf about it that it's like comes off as funny to me, but it's still fucked up. You know what I mean? Like it's like the fact that you said that shit in public and didn't think people were gonna like have you out on the internet or there'd be backlash or like you just was bold enough to just say some wild shit like that. I'ma laugh at because I'm like that's kind of wild that's funny and it ends up being funny to me, but it's still not cool. So obviously there's jokes like that are just like, yeah, that's a comedian. That's what they get paid to make people laugh. But like the subject matter might not be cool for you to joke about. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that like the joke wasn't funny. But for the most part, I would say 95% of the time, bro, like if you say something and it's funny, I'm rocking with it. Even if you overdoing it with you talking shit about yourself, I'm gonna be like, you know, if you're a homie, I'm like, yeah, I don't like when my friends talk about my friends like that. You know what I mean? Or some shit like that. But
I guess
you know
I'll take it.
If your comedy all the time is you just talk, I mean, it's better for you to talk shit about yourself than to talk shit about other people. But if it's like you all the time are just making fun of yourself all the time, like then I'm just like, yo, you good, bro? Like this is a cry for help. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's cool, but it's like every once in a while somebody just drop something in, like I don't really think that's that big a deal. Now, if you were just like, yeah, if you're like, I'm a fucking, but it's like who, if you really call yourself a piece of shit, like how could you even do that lightheartedly, you know?
Yeah, I know, man. That's why, yeah. Maybe I'll tell you. See, that's why it's like, you know, swing and a miss. We tried sometimes, but maybe it just wasn't a funny joke. I'll take accountability. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe I have no. Who knows?
It just wasn't hitting. So it just wasn't hitting. Nah, I'll be real. It wasn't that good.
But if you just explain to him like, yeah, nah, I would have been, yeah, I'd be around the shit, like looking at other people's food, mad at like they shit look better than mine. You know what I mean? Like that makes sense to me.
Right.
I get, you know what I'm saying?
That's all I was saying. It's like everybody's cooking these like filet mignons. I got like a peanut butter and jelly, like shit you don't even grill.
Right. Did your brother like elaborate? That's funny. But did your brother like elaborate on like why? I'm sure he probably didn't, but like.
Yeah, oh no, he did. He was saying like.
I mean, you know him forever, but.
Yeah. No, I mean he was saying that like he doesn't like he saw it as an excuse for people to not educate themselves or get involved with something, you know. Which I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, okay. I'm trying to make a joke, bro. We had to turn this into a TED talk.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a joke, bro. We ain't gotta be into like, yo, who's your friend? Like,
but shouts to him. He's my brother. I love him. He's funny as shit though with other shit. But yeah, he's been throwing it down on a grill. So shouts to that. I mean, he's good at grilling. That's why I'm like, dude, like these jokes are based in truth. Like, what do you? Which one is it? Me being like, yo, you suck at grilling. It's got to be one or the other. Right. I gotta make fun of somebody, bro. So
I mean, you don't. You could just be like, yeah, I gotta get better at grilling, I guess, but it just wouldn't have been a joke, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm always throwing a joke in there.
I think I'm with you. If it's funny when people talk shit about themselves, and that's cool. But like, obviously, if it goes a little too much, then it's like, hey, bro, you alright?
Yeah. Or like subtle.
You said that like as a joke, but it sounded like a cry for help, bro.
That's like, you know, when people were like selfies and stuff, or people were like, "Oh, you don't want me on there? I'll break the lens," you know. My boy used to say that shit.
That's bad.
My boy used to say that shit reverse though. Like girls or whatever would be like, "Can you take a picture of us?" Yo, dead ass. He would say this every time, and it was so funny. He would say, "All right, but try and look decent."
Wow. Yeah, bro, that's how you get fought.
Yo, I was like, that shit was every time. He's like, yeah, just try and look decent this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So that was my week. Bucket up. Anything else catch your eye?
Yeah, man. Obviously, we can't do a whole pod, especially this week, without what I'm saying, talking about the the life and the legacy of DMX, the Dark Man X. He passed away this week. It looked pretty bad, I think, on the onset of the week when we had learned that he overdosed, and he was in hospital on life support. And there was like reports that he was, I mean, who knows what's true or not, but reports that it wasn't looking very good, and he was pretty much in a vegetative state. But then obviously we kind of got hit with a curveball because the day before he passed, somebody tweeted out that he had passed, and then his family had to like put out a statement saying that he hadn't passed, and it's like, bro, why are we rushing to get this shit like confirmed? You know what I mean? And then like now everybody's like doing their social media thing where they're saying their RIPs and shit, but it's for a man who ain't dead yet, and like what I'm saying, it's like the family gets brought into this because they're getting asked to confirm if he died when he's like on the like precipice of dying. They're still like trying to hold out hope, and it's just like all that shit's trash. You know what I mean? That's one of the things where there's a lot of things with the internet where it's like the bad feels like it outweighs the good on a lot of shit, but that's one of those things recently that's been a problem, at least for me. It's like what I'm saying, something happens to somebody and either their family finds out through the internet, through TMZ, or what I mean, like they're dealing with this shit and then they have to worry about their private shit getting out to the internet for everybody to see, which is like, it's just that all that shit just sucks. So I wish that's something we could throw out as a community. But yeah, no, it's definitely a sad week because he ended up passing. And at least for me, DMX was like a big part when I was a kid. He was one of the bigger, I mean, he was obviously a huge rapper, but I feel like my uncle and like my little brother were like really into DMX when he like first dropped those first couple albums in like 1998, 1999, and like 2000s. Like I think he was like the first big rap like artist that I was like really into. I used to be like in my house like barking and shit, doing the arf, arf, and like stop, drop.
Shut them down, open up shop. I remember waiting for that to come on Hot 97 to be able to record it on a cassette, a blank cassette, so you could have the song. My ties to DMX, man. Yeah, man. Shouts to New York. I grew up with him. This was like literally a staple for my life because me with my flight anxiety. I have fear of flying. My first ever flight, bro, was to Florida to visit Jake and my cousins and FIFA and them. And we were stuck on the tarmac for 11 hours. They wouldn't let us get off the plane, so we were just stuck on the plane. And this was my first experience ever. And I'm like, yo, is this what flying's like? And my dad's like, no, this is trash. My brother, he had a Discman because usually a flight to Florida is like 2 hours. So he figured one CD would be good. And It's Dark and Hell is Hot by DMX. And we listened to that on repeat for 11 hours. Until we flew off, and I'll forever remember listening to specifically Party Up because that was the radio track,
the big one, yeah.
And I listened to that maybe at least 100 times that night on the flight,
right?
Or the plane, and just thinking of that. I think oftentimes, man, with these celebrity deaths, it gets confused as like this homage to just want to be like a Me Too and being like, oh look, I follow the trend that we're doing to commemorate. I think, man, as we get older, what hits me is it's not the person specifically on, oh wow, he made Party Up or he made Rough Riders Anthem. Like it's the fact that like we are getting older, and regardless of somebody's statue or their fame, like we can't avoid what is life. And I think it's more of like an embodiment of our childhood being taken away and just a part of our life that, not to sound selfish and say these celebrity deaths are about us, but I think those are the type of things.
Oh yeah, that's what people are doing. They're making, it's to look at your own mortality well then, like, you know, oh man, like that's somebody I look up to, and like now they're gone. Like, you know, a part it'd be you wouldn't be human if a part of you wasn't thinking like about like how you might be gone one day, or so that might be somebody close to you, or like who's the next person from my childhood who I idolize who might be gone. You know what I mean? Like that all that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah.
I know people are like, this is selfish and they're making it about them, but it's like also it's like you're talking about somebody who they don't know, so their only way they can like kind of make that connection to them is through their own personal experience of how they, you know what I'm saying, they perceive that person or how that person touched them in some way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know, people often want to bring up the dirt and like, yeah, I mean, DMX had a wild kind of downside of his career with in and out of jail, and he had, you know, the opioid issues.
Oh, yeah.
And,
it's from the start, man. It's,
you know,
he fucking
the
was
ministry,
addicted to crack
like
off
he
rip,
became
you know?
he became a, you know, he tried to be a pastor, yeah, all the religious stuff, a minister and stuff like that, and he was like, he had this like large following of like, sadly, like but a lot of what are they called, like not Nazis, but the social, what do they call themselves, National Socialists, like a lot of them followed him for some reason, and
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah,
That's
and
weird.
he didn't like that, obviously, but it was just like this, like weird. But it was
Yeah,
because
nah,
of
I
the
wouldn't
religious ties. Yeah, so, yeah, nah, man. He
Oh yeah, like
funny story. My boy
everybody-
Patty, he came to Patty worked at the Belmont or whatever, like or no, what's the Biltmore out here, and he was a like, you know, customer service, you know, bellhop, whatever it's called, and DMX was one of his guests one time, and he was supposed to get his bag, but he didn't know what to do because DMX just stayed in the car listening to his latest album, and he was just going buck like in the car to it, and he's just like, I don't know when to grab his bag because he won't get out of the car. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. That's funny, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Rest in peace,
what's up,
DMX. Throw up the X. And I will say, man, my favorite quote forever, and it's true to my heart, is when he said, "Give a dog a bone, leave a dog alone. Let a dog roam, and he'll find his way home."
My favorite DMX quote is, "It was Keisha,
Angela, Letitia, Veronica, Samantha,
about 3 Kims."
and 4 Keishas.
That about
And that's-
3 Kims is always kills me. But no,
Yeah, and we won't. We'll never find out what these women want. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, what we don't know what they wanted from a nigga. It's crazy. But yeah, yeah, it's obviously sad. 50 is very young, but obviously he had a trouble, you know, life. It's crazy. Like his own mentor tricked him into smoking crack when he was 14 in a blunt. That's absurd. And you know, when I was younger, I just liked the music, and then as you know, I got older, I realized like how much like pain was in the music, and it's, you know, it's just crazy to just think about him going through all that and becoming one of the biggest rappers ever. Like he was as big as Jay-Z at his peak. You know what I mean? Like he was one of the biggest rappers ever at his peak. You know what I mean? It was very similar to like how 50 Cent was like in his peak as well. So, you know what I mean? Like everybody knew who he was. You know, your teachers are saying DMX shit just like they were saying 50 Cent. You know what I mean? And so,
Well, also DMX people
obviously,
like, yeah, man. People being like, when he started making that, I remember talking about White Boy Summer when he had Wear the Hood At and had white kids singing it. It's like, it's not over where you guys are, bro.
Right, for sure.
But yeah, Banana,
Another thing
baby. That's a blunt with cocaine, baby. We out here.
But the other thing that kind of ties to this, because I saw, what was it, like 2 different things that kind of linked to this, but the same day, Prince Phillip died also, the dude from over in Europe. And I was asking on Twitter, like, how you married to the queen, but you a prince? And wouldn't that make you a king, bro?
Maybe
I ain't watched The Crown, so I don't.
He kept his maiden name. I don't
Somebody educated me on Twitter. The homie Crystal, shouts to her, and she said that, yeah, apparently because I guess he's like a nobody, and you can't really be like royalty unless you're like come from royalty or some shit like that. So like her marrying him didn't make him a king. He was just like he just didn't have a title. But then like because their kids had titles, he got jealous and was like, hey, like, can you just like give me a title? And that's why he was the prince or whatever. But yeah, he died. No, people were already kind of mad at the royal family from like all the Meghan Markle shit, but it's also like they're pretty like established like symbol for like English colonialism, which is like fuck that. You know what I mean? But yeah, no. The thing that was irking me is he and DMX died pretty much the same day, and I just see like anti-vax shit about them. One. DMX died from like having an overdose, and people like, yeah, DMX had got the fucking vaccine
3 days before,
ago.
3 weeks.
You think that's a coincidence? And then somebody said the same thing about Prince Phillip, and it's like, have you seen a picture of this man?
He is 99, bro.
99, and you talking about the vaccine?
He can't even play with Legos, bro.
Bro, there was like, I feel like if somebody closed the door too loud, homeboy was out of here, boy. Like, what are we talking about?
He can't have, like, he has to have diet soda to sugar get him?
Yeah, bro, if he drank too fast and, like, you know how you drink water and it goes down the wrong pipe? Like, that's been a wrap.
Yeah, it's a wrap for him, son.
Like, what are we doing, man? Like, and it's weird because it's like, when you see this shit, it's so stupid that you're just like, I can't tell if this is a parody or if you this goddamn dumb. And I don't know which is more funny. You being this stupid, or like if you were so funny that you thought of just like trolling everybody and saying that this 99-year-old man that looked like a rusted sock was like only reason he died was because of the vaccine that he took like 3 months ago. Like we can't be.
I mean, maybe the needle killed him. Maybe the needle, like the prick,
3
killed
months,
him.
like. That would be more implausible.
It was slowly bleeding out, bro, for 3 months. Like his shit.
Like, bro, you could tell me homeboy's been dead and they've been weekend at Bernieing him for like 6 months, and I believe that more so than like this is what finally got him. Like,
how dare they preying on his downfall for real?
Like, come on, fam. It's just like all these people. Like again, the anti-vax people are like, they really, and it's not that people are hesitant to get the vaccine, because I understand some portion of it. Like, I get if you're like, well, this is a new vaccine, right? So there's literally no way to know long-term effects of it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, because we just can't see into the future. So I understand you're like, bro, I know the scientists are saying this and they think it's like, it's okay for everybody, but it's like there's no way for them to know it, and then, like, in my heart, it's hard for me to like wrap my head around that, like taking something I can't, like, I don't know the side effects of that might come back to haunt us later on. Like, okay, I can understand that because that's logically sound. You know what I mean? Like, now you gotta weigh that versus like, all right, we don't know the long term effects if you get COVID and you get over it. You know what I'm saying? True. Who knows if that shit might pop back on you like the chicken pox, or, you know what I'm saying, does with shingles. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no fucking clue. So, like, you're like weighing pros and cons. The problem I have is these anti-vax people are just like using dumbass arguments, and it's pissing me the fuck off. Like, oh, we can't, like, it's so messed up that like they want people to get vaccinated for like to go to school and to travel, and it's like, my man. That's been the shit since forever, my guy. Like,
dude, I know. Before you even knew, when you were in public school or daycare, you were vaccinated out the ass, bro.
They had to.
Before you left the hospital, you were vaccinated, son. Before you left the hospital, before they gave you to your mother, you were vaccinated.
You got all the hepatitis shots, bro. You got hepatitis A, B, 7. You got all of them, bro. They all measles. You got all them just chilling in your bloodstream,
fam. And
you know what I'm saying?
What pisses me off too is it's like, hear me out. It's like, okay, I like to see the devil in the darkness or whatever, but like, bro, I see their side playing perfectly. They're like, look at that. They made a fake virus. They controlled us to shut down. Now they're making us do a vaccine, and now Biden's doing the gun reform. This is everything we planned for. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what?
And it's like, no, man, fucking stop. Like, I see people getting caught up in misinformation about, like, oh, what's weird is we can't cure the cold, but you want me to cure the COVID? It's like, first of all, a vaccine's not a cure. You know what I'm saying? It's a way for you to. It's just like, it's like a beta blocker. It just prevents you from getting sick from shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, like it's like
it doesn't go away
from getting it.
Yeah,
and it's not even like I already saw this shit. It was like you might be good for like 6 months. So it's like it's not even like. It stops you. It prevents you from like having the virus take hold of your body. It doesn't even like it doesn't stop it from coming inside you. It just stops you from like getting sick from the damn thing. Like people have no clue. Like it's very obvious these people aren't like they're not smart, and it's not even that I'm not smart. We're both not very like we're not scientists.
We're average IQ individuals.
Like, exactly, but it's like I'm not about to get up here and profess like I know better than these people. But it's like. You like, bro, you were failing biology. How are you coming at me and talking about this shit? Like, you don't even know what a vaccine is. You don't even know, like, you don't even, like, we get codes from so many different viruses and, like, and fucking, like, influenzas and shit that, like, that's why there's no, like, cure for that stuff. There's no vaccine, because it'd be dumb.
And your body, everybody is different.
You get a code from so many different things. Like, that's why there's no shit for a cold. And people are like, the dumbest one is I saw somebody spreading around was like, oh, there's no cure. Like, we got nothing for HIV and nothing for cancer.
That's the one I saw, yeah.
It's like, bro, a virus is completely different because that's a virus coming inside your body from somebody else that gets you sick. Cancer is literally your own cells just one day deciding to mutate. That has nothing to do with any outside influence. You know what I'm saying? Other than like radiation.
And a cold is not a virus. A cold is like an infection. You think about sinus infection, and we don't have cures, but we have antibiotics that quell it. You know what I'm saying? So people are just stupid.
But then and HIV is like your immune system like being so fucked up that like anything else can take you out. Like these are all three separate diseases. But then even on top of that, like the reason why, like first of all, HIV. They've been made so much progress on it. Why you think Magic Johnson just chilling? I'll be forgetting that man got HIV. He just be chilling. What do you think that's from? It's not because he aligned his chakras. It's not because he's out here like drinking fucking vitamin water and taking vitamin D tablets, bro. Like it's literally science, and they fucking did that. But it's like, you know how many diseases that we actually could like cure or come up with like actual like things for, but like they're just underfunded because one, not that many people get the disease, or like, you know what I'm saying, like not that many people, it's not something that's contagious, so it's not seen as a threat like this virus was, where it's like it shut down the global economy, bro. So of course they put every resource possible into making something quicker than ever and something that we hadn't had yet, and it was based off literally years of research because we've dealt with SARS before, and that's when they started developing a fucking vaccine for it. But it's like SARS was contained, so like that went wasted for years because they're like, yo, we don't really need this right now. Why would we funnel money into research for this when we don't have to really deal with it? And then this happens and all that money goes to that, and voila, that's why we got this shit. It's very easy, simple explanations for stuff that people could find on the internet, but obviously it's a little harder than that when like if you have in your mind like, yo, I don't think this vaccine or this virus is real or whatever, you could just Google virus not real and you're gonna get the results you want, right? You can Google harmful side effects of the vaccine and you're gonna find some shit that's gonna tell you something stupid that you just gonna believe because that's what you wanted to believe in the first place.
Or anecdotal, you know what I mean? And you'll be like, I don't know anyone with it. Just like I don't know anyone with lung cancer, but I know it exists, right?
Exactly. Like I don't know anybody in my life, like specifically that had breast cancer. That don't mean that shit don't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't mean chemo's not helping them out. Like what are we talking about? So I don't. And it's like, how many pills do we take in like that motherfuckers don't have any clue what it is, and like y'all taking this virus, y'all don't even know what's in it. Tell me what acetaminophen is. What is that? You know what that is, bro? Where it come from? Who made it? Where we get acetaminophen from? What plant it come from? Did it come from a plant? Nigga, you don't know. So why the fuck you out here talking about some shit? We don't know what's in this fucking... How many shots you got that you knew what the fuck that shit was in? How many... You don't know. We don't even know what the fuck is in our food. The fuck are you talking about?
Dude, that's why you lose credibility in all other aspects, because I have homies that think they're professionals in bodybuilding. I'm like, okay, so what if I told you sugar is good for you and the media's just been lying? And they're like, well, that's different.
Yeah,
I'm like, no. I'm like, nah, you think, I'm like, nah, I've been told that, sugar and
you
soda.
just explained keto, so.
No, I'm saying, what if I told you, like, nah,
That was
sugar
like, yo,
and
don't
soda.
eat bread, just eat bacon all the time, and you'll lose weight. It's
Right,
like, that
bro.
don't like, to me, I'm like, that don't sound like a good ass diet, but everybody's doing it, so
But that's what I'm saying, though, is if
Sounds
somebody,
stupid as hell to me.
or if they come to you and said some shit like, all right, so, make sure you're isolating the muscles and and then someone was like, well, who told you that? You're like, oh, I researched it, science. It's like, oh, so the fake news? Like, okay, so I'm going to do the opposite. It's like, wouldn't you think this person's stupid? So by telling a medical official, oh, you want me to get a vaccine? I'm going to do the opposite. It's no different.
It's just, I don't know, it's just why. Like, I get if you want to get, like, multiple sources on shit, be like, yo, all right, one person said this, I'm not about to just listen to Fauci, I'm gonna read other, like, people and see what their opinion is. Like, that seems like the way to go, instead of just Googling, hey, what's the misinformation that I need to validate how I already think about it, you know what I mean? Like, but again, I know it's very complex, like, we all have a bias, and so we're all looking to fill that bias at times. So it's like hard to be discerning and shit like that. But still, it's like, my God, bro, like, people be saying some wild shit. And it's like, I'd rather you just not take the damn thing instead of getting on the internet and just saying this dumb shit for other people to see.
Yeah,
Like,
you can't have an
that shit to
opinion. You can have an opinion, but you can't literally have an opinion that's based in facts. So when people say like masks don't work, it's like, that's cute, but they do, and you sound stupid. So like, it's okay. That's like me saying like, no, the alternator doesn't.
And then also,
the
like,
alternator,
what's the skin off your back.
Right. It's like with cars. Like if they told me the alternator charges the battery, I'm like, nope, I don't believe it. It's like, well, it does. So I don't have to tell you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so. Yeah, nah, man, you know me. I have zero patience for people, let alone stupid people that think they're smarter than everybody else. Like they're no different than the kid that listen to underground music and hated on kids that listen to mainstream, or people that say like, oh, I have a different source for everything. It's like, shut up, bro. Like, come on. Like,
oh yeah, I hate that person all the time, man.
So, but it's all about love, man. So on a lighter note. We'll get some visuals going for it, next week or so. But, yeah, man, pretty cool. We were talking about it, teasing it up a couple weeks ago. We have love for them on a consumer level, but Crumbles Cookies, they've contacted us and we've coordinated with them. Shouts to Briley, their marketing manager. Specifically our account manager.
Name dropping.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we're gonna be doing a little ranking for them, a little video production for them. So keep an eye out. I'm excited because we be doing the movie reviews. I do my Bloody Mary reviews. I just haven't in a while. So now we're gonna do some cookie reviews, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. You know what I'm saying? And
wow, I wonder if that's how they got their name.
Maybe, but I'm
pretty sure that's how they got their name.
Probably. I'm super hyped, man. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. And also shouts to the sponsors, Sunday Scaries. We had somebody hit us up on the Sunday Scaries Facebook page and hit us up about the podcast and hit us up about the promo code. So shouts to you guys. The promo code is Bucket Up. You get 25% off when you use your promo code. It's summer's upon us, so you could chill by the poolside with some Sunday Scaries and just be chilling. Out. Yeah, so shouts to them. Shouts to Daniel Phillip watches. You can ice your wrist up. People are now, towns and states are opening up. So if you want to go look good and impress people, bust down with your wrist. Bucket up.
Make sure you vacued up, my guy.
Vacuum up and masky up. But yeah.
Also though, I think we've arrived to our favorite part of the podcast. Our songs of the week. What do you got?
So yeah, man, I'm coming with, I'm proud dad moment, man, because I for one put DJ Buttersauce on a song. But you know, I was gonna make that song of the week, but you know, I gotta give it to my man DMX, honorary fallen soldier. You know what I'm saying? He had a great song that I love, talking about "Are you with me or what?" And it's how it's going down.
Hey.
By DMX.
Word, shouts to that. Obviously we've been off for a couple weeks, so it's so much music that I didn't get to talk about with y'all. Probably some albums, but I would just say, you know, follow my fucking music page if you want more insight onto that shit, which is, you know, Butter Sauce Finds on Instagram. But my songs of the week, I will say my song that slap, I'm gonna go with Daily Bread by the homie Rich Homie Quan. You know, I feel like, you know, he kind of fell off after them collabs with Young Thug, and he kind of was like in and out. He had an album 2019, I want to say, with some songs on it that I really enjoyed, and so like I feel like, oh shit, maybe Rich Homie Quan's coming back. And then on this one, I'm like, okay, I fuck with this one, so I would say check that one out. My song that bangs, I'm gonna go with Young Dolph and Key Glock, Dumbest and the Dumbest. I don't know if I'm not sure if it came out right around the time, but they dropped Dumber and Dumber 2, and I've been saying like Key Glock and Young Dolph, they collabs are top tier, at least to me, especially if you're already a fan of both of them. But you know, Memphis dudes, they got the banging beats. I like when the beats come on, because I always like, let the band play. I don't know who the beat producer is, but I like his beat tag. So I don't know if it's the band. I don't know if that's what the shit is, but yeah, I would say check that shit out. And then my song that bops, I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with Real Affair by Tiana Major 9 and Vince Staples. This is a good ass song. I think she's from like Britain or some shit or something like that. I know she's like overseas, but she got some good ass music. And I always fuck with Vince Staples, so definitely like his verse on that shit, and it's pretty smooth. So yeah, I would say check that shit out. Some other songs that I just didn't get to talk about. There's some group, I think it's some dude named Young Een Ace. And he got a song called Ops, and I think I'm gonna put it at the beginning of this podcast. So if you were like, what the hell is that song? It was that one, but it starts with the Vanessa Carlton feature. I don't know if you saw that video.
I love that song,
Jesse.
bro. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that video. Hey, bro. Florida go crazy. I know Florida gets a lot of hate for like their crazy
wild,
shit,
bro.
But shouts to like the culture in Florida, because that shit's funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit was crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna put that at the beginning of the pod, and then, you know, I'll sprinkle in some more shit, and y'all see whatever down there. Also, Freddie Gibbs, Big Boss Rabbit, also fire. He got a new album coming out where he's like got all these fucking producers. I'm a big Freddie Gibbs fan. He turned into like one of my favorite rappers over the last couple years, to the chagrin of the homie Trav. Everybody knows Big Trav, producer Trav. He one of the most loyal people I know, which is great if you're his friend. But that shit translates to music, and like any of his favorite artists, if like any other artists beef with that artist, he just hates that artist forever. That's like his
That's
shit.
funny.
So like I think Freddie Gibbs got a beef with Young Jeezy, and Trav's a Young Jeezy fan, and so he hates Freddie Gibbs. And I'm just like, I don't really care who got beef with who. I'm gonna listen to whatever music is whatever. So like when Drake and Meek Mill was beefing, you know what I'm saying, I'm listening to whatever song. I don't really care that much about the beef because it ain't got shit to do with my life. But like Trav is so loyal that he's like, fuck Meek Mill, and literally until they made up, and now he listens to Meek Mill. So it's just funny.
That's really
like,
funny.
That's how loyal the homie Trav is. So obviously shouts to him. But yeah, so Freddie Gibbs, I'm excited for that album. But Big Boss Rabbit is fire, and also the joint that he had with Schoolboy Q, Gang Signs, is my shit. But yeah, so those are my songs of the week, my guy.
Well, shouts to that, man. Yeah, New Music Fridays is always lit. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm hyped that I put you on. I named the song was Too Saucy by Sleepy Hollow.
Oh yeah, there's so many. That was one of those drill joints, and Young M.A. is doing all these drill songs too.
Yeah, she has a new song called Successful. And like I was saying, bro,
fire.
whenever Twitter's not as good as it should be. I made a fire tweet that should have been funnier. I said, when Young M.A. says suck my dick, and then the dude from Firefest that wanted to suck the guy's dick, I was like, come on, that's That's genuinely funny, but Twitter don't do it like it. But they're gonna do a tweet that just says LMAO, and then it gets 90,000 likes. I hate it.
It's circumstance. One person, if you got a bunch of followers, you can say some regular shit that goes viral, or like some shit that everybody just agrees with and that goes viral. Or, you know what I'm saying, if you got no following, you just get retweeted by the like one person who retweets it in front of somebody else who has a following, and then bam, you got fucking 70 followers, but you got a viral tweet. Like, it's
but the tweets be like, it'll be like somebody being like, my stapler, I stepped on my toe, and then someone's like, LOL, and then it has 90,000 retweets, and you click on it, like, and they have 80 followers. You're like, wait, what? I don't.
Or it's like, yo, y'all, don't y'all like when donuts got frosting on it? Like,
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and then that's just how it is, bro. It's the internet. Nobody picks random shit, stupid shit goes viral. It doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Whatever.
I just tweet whatever the fuck pops in my head. So.
True. Shouts to you. But yeah, man. So for that, I mean, we shout out the sponsors. We got the music out there. I mean, shouts to you, man, for putting up with me week in, week out. You know what I'm saying? My mouth's still a little rusty, so let me live. But for the buckets, man, they've been following us. They know what's good. For the new people joining the party, though, man, where can they find us?
Yeah, man, I'm not sure what you're listening to us on right now, but you can find us. You can find us on all types of platforms. Our main squeeze is SoundCloud. That's like our main shit. But we're also on Spotify. You don't even have to hop out of that playlist. You just was listening to Drake. You don't even gotta hop out of there. You just throw us up next in the queue. Make sure you like our shit or save us on there. I don't know. I forgot what the hell the shit is. Subscribe. Whatever it is to subscribe on Spotify, you do that. And on Apple Podcasts, we over there. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't, also leave us a review. 5 stars. You can leave a nice little note. I like to read them. Maybe we'll just start reading them out every time we get a new one. Give you a nice little shout out on the podcast. Do something nice for you. Maybe send you a crumble cookie if they got them in your city. I don't know. We don't know. You got to reach out to us. Maybe we doing fan outreach. It's not that much money.
Community service. Yeah, no.
There you go. Also, we're on Stitcher Radio. We're on Google Play. We're on all types. Did I miss one? I feel like we're on all types of.
We're on we're on like one of these like off ones like radio.us. Shouts to that.
Yeah, one of them shits. I'm sure you're on random shit. But then also, if you want to see our lovely faces, you're watching us right now. We're on the YouTubes. We got better video, audio, visual on that motherfucker. You see our little logo either right here or I don't remember where it is or like if it's gonna flip around.
You see the ring light in my glasses.
Or point down. Oh, if you want to see our other videos, you go here, and we're like YouTube stars now. You just point off.
Crush the like button. Crush the like button.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe, bro.
And hit the bell.
Pranks. We're gonna start doing stupid YouTube pranks where we're just like slapping people in grocery stores with raw chicken meat or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like Ty. Here's JB. Ty's sleeping. Let's go wake him up. It'll be funny.
Yeah, and we do like. Sorry, I don't want to like digress, but it's like the people who are like couples on YouTube, and then like they do the like breakup video where they're like both crying, and they're just like, we just wanted to let you guys know that like we separated, and it's like, why y'all letting people know this? Like, this is wild. This is weird. This is a weird part of the internet that people. I guess you can't just show up in one video as a couple, and then the next video you doing shit by yourself, because then people just kind of automatically be like, yo, did they break up? But then at the same time, it's like, it's a little weird for y'all to get on camera and tell us about y'all personal lives, bro. Like,
man, dudes are disrespectful. They're like, oh, so I heard you're single, yo. Like,
oh, she's single now? You should slide in my number, bro. Hit it in the comments. But yeah, no. So we're on there. Obviously, subscribe to that motherfucker if you haven't. Make sure you share it out to people. We definitely appreciate all the listeners. Sorry we were gone for the 3 weeks or whatever. Usually somebody hits me up like, why the fuck y'all ain't do a pod this week? But I think my homie Cal was on vacay, so I don't think he hit me up. I saw they're out somewhere. I don't know where they went. The Galapagos, Turks and Caicos or some shit. Hawaii, Jamaica, like Chet Hanks. But yeah, nah. But yeah, those are the places you can find it. And then also, if you want to interact with the show, make sure you hit us up on any of the social media. On Facebook, we're just, the Bucket Up Podcast. On Instagram, we're at the Bucket Hat Boys, and then on Twitter, we're at Bucket Up Podcast, and then you can follow us individually. The homie Jesse is at JB Speaks, and then I am at Tylante, aka I'm pretty sure my thing was Fat Daddy, but I think I don't know what I've switched it to now. I think I'm like, no, you know what? I think I'm Meaty Pablo right now. That's my name.
Who am I? Meaty Pablo.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe you follow us on there if you want to interact with the show. Hit us up for like, questions you want to talk about on the show, or if you just want to like see the cool skits and shit that we do on Instagram for the second month straight. I'm gonna say that I've been locked out of the Instagram account. We haven't figured that out.
I'm locked out too. I've been trying to put it on my iPhone.
What?
I don't know.
We both locked.
No, I got it, but I don't know the passwords. I've been trying to log into it on my iPhone.
Jesus. All right, yeah. So
I tried boobs with a Z. It didn't work.
Jesus Christ. At some point, I'm gonna get back in there and throw in content too. But yeah, obviously Jesse, he laces that shit up with the memes and shit, and then you know what I'm saying, you can always just hit us up, interact with the show, DM us, all that good shit. And then, I think that's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, then keep an eye out for the cookie review, the ranking, figure out the details of that. But yeah, man, for the Bucket Up Podcast 161, the Bucket Hat Boys, we in the books. We about to go back to the lab to work on 162. But other than that, DJ Butter, the Kid JB, we out.
Cheer.